So, reading the Bible could be a little bit intimidating if you don't understand a few basics. So, I'm going to just tell you some things I know about it. For one thing, if you like history, you can read through Genesis through up till the book of Psalms and get a lot of history, and it's a lot of fun. There's a lot of stories. But the problem with it is there's a lot of sections where it's just genealogy. So and so begat, so and so begat, so and so. And if you try to read the Bible straight through, which I would never recommend, you're going to end up being bored. I'm probably. Anyway, then there's the Psalms. If you would like comfort, that's a good place to read. And the way you find the Psalms is you literally close the book and put your fingers in halfway through and then open it, and you'll probably land in the Psalms. Then, everybody knows that it's divided into the Old Testament and the New Testament. But there's history, and then there's the Psalms, which is really cool. Then there's Proverbs, which there's a book right after Psalms, and that's like wise sayings. And I can tell you that has a whole lot about human behavior and human tendencies. So if you want to understand people and get really good at understanding people and having some wisdom about how to handle people and be around people, that's a good book to read. And it's kind of interesting how it starts to soak in. So then there's also some other books after that. And there's some more history. There's actually in Jeremiah, Isaiah and Jeremiah is a lot of history. And there's other books that have some history in them. Then you get to the New Testament. And the first four books, everybody knows about that. Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Those are the books about Jesus and his life. But, the neat thing about the next book after that is the book of Acts. It's history, but it's history about what can happen in days like today. Because we are living between the period where Jesus was crucified and raised from the dead and the time when he returns to earth. We're between those two events. And that's what the book of Acts is, the first book in the Bible describing what happened and what men could do when they lived in that period of time between the crucifixion, resurrection, and that part, and the return of Christ back to earth, which has not happened yet. So that's the period of time we're living in. So if you want to understand what people can do and the power that we have now, that's a good place to read. And then after that, it becomes doctrinal. And so that's a little bit about the book of the Bible, about reading the book.